This is electronics task 2, and we built a pump system here, and we have a flow chart and we have some code. I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. And we designed it so that when it gets to 45 ounces, see how the pump turned on right around when it got to 45 ounces. It starts filling up at 45 ounces, and then it stops filling up at 55 ounces about, and the water can then drain out. That was around 55 ounces, a little high, but the sensor is a little sensitive, so it gives different values sometimes. And we are going to start a timer here for the next cycle, so that we can show that when we put in, when the pump is pumping, this code actually keeps track of how long it's been pumping for. And we're going to test that here by starting a timer when it reaches the bottom. Okay, so I have a timer here. I'm going to start it right when there we go. It started pumping. And I stopped the timer, and it said about 13.7 seconds is what I got here. And the computer said that the pump was on for 14 seconds and had a total runtime of 43.7 seconds. That's because the pump had been running for a little bit before. Here are all the different times it had been going. I'm gonna stop the code now and turn off this to show this flowchart that we made, which reflects the code that we made here. So basically what we did is we set everything up, we cleared everything, the Arduino, and defined the variables. And we set previous equal to current state so that the pump knew that that whatever it was before is what it should be now. We had an if statement here, which is read the water state sensor, and if the voltage is less than 2.9 volts, then start a timer. That's what tick means. Set the current state to 1, which is basically turning on the pump. And then another if statement here is if the voltage is greater than 3.4 volts, then stop the timer and set the current state equal to 0, which is basically turn off the pump. And then we had it print the message here at the bottom to say how much time had passed, and then it repeats the cycle again. And to find the voltage that we used with the 2.9 for turning on and the 3.4 for turning off, we used a DMM sensor to connect to ground and 5 volts in order to measure how much volts was happening at the 45 ounces and the 55 in order to put it in the code so it would turn on and off correctly.